落ちた強豪飛べないカラス
What up YouTube, it's Blackwing here, and in today's video I'm actually gonna go through a couple of replays that I thought were really insightful, basically how to play with the deck, and I hope this will take your Blackwing skills to the next level by the end of this video. So basically here we went first, but we did not draw a single other Blackwing name than Simoon, so we couldn't do anything, so we just had to pass. My opponent special summons Unicorn, which is kind of an issue, so I'm gonna play Infinite Impermanence on that, negating its effect. Then he plays this strange Red Eyes Insight spell, and we're gonna go ahead and ash that. So he basically sent the Red Eyes Black Dragon to the graveyard here. Next up, he's gonna play the Return of the Dragon Lords, which special summons the Red Eyes Black Dragon back. And here I was already thinking that he might go for an XYZ summon, so I just shotgun the Fuvalos, but he did not. He just goes to battle and attacks, and this is kind of okay because now I at least know that, you know, I have 1300 life points left and I can still play the game. I won't probably die yet. He summons Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, and this basically burns me 500 for each effect I activate. So here, analyzing at my hand, I actually noticed that I cannot go for Simoon because otherwise my life points would just run out. So I just go straight up for the Vata, play for Blackwing Dragon, and remember this is kind of important. So Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, or yeah, would basically burn me for 500 every time I activate a card, but the Blackwing Dragon is actually eating up all the burn damage. So basically, as long as I have Blackwing Dragon on the field, I can actually just go for my normal place and it will eat the burn damage. So here, obviously going for Boreal Storm, and Flare Metal Dragon is just activating all the time. Here I would also have taken Sunda's burn damage, so yeah, a lot of burn damage, but thankfully we have the Blackwing Dragon on the board, eating all of that damage. And what is also pretty fun here is that if my opponent would have a monster with 7000 attack, for example, yeah, my Blackwing Dragon has 10 feather counters, so we could just burn my opponent for almost game already. Going for the Arsenal Falcon here. Obviously we want to hit that Ultimate Falcon so that our opponent cannot play any other cards, for example, because we don't know if his back row will be Mirror Force or something like that. Just kind of securing the game here. Going for Vice Tricks, activating Arsenal Falcon here. Summoning the Ultimate Falcon. Attaching the Arsenal Falcon into it. Alright, getting 14 feather counters. Is this a new world record? Going to 15. And then activating Blackwing Dragon's effect, making the Flare Metal Dragon go to 0. Activating Ultimate Falcon here as well. And then just going for Blackwing Assault Dragon and basically going and attacking for game. GG, even though we bricked hard. So let's jump into the next replay. Alright, so the next replay, my opponent is going first, and I'm looking at my hand. Oh, this is perfect. Maxi, Ash Blossoms and Fuvalos, what more can you ask for? And he's playing Raidraptors. So basically, yeah, this is like the ultimate Winch Beast face-off. So my opponent is actually taking the challenge here and going off. And this is also nice that I do Drone Lockbird, because basically if he would try to deck out me, I could just play Drone Lockbird, you know, after drawing the last card and basically preventing me from decking out. So that's also nice already to know that basically. So my opponent is going for Brave Strix here. I'm gonna fast forward because otherwise this is gonna take an eternity. We're gonna negate that Brave Strix. Also have Dominus Impulse in my hand, which is nice. I'm gonna Dominus Impulse the Bloom. Then he's gonna go for Raider's Wing, Wise Tricks. Looks almost like a Blackwing combo, right? Going for the Rank of Magic Soul, Shape Force, Arsenal Falcon already. Here Arsenal Falcon is playing effect. And here Wise Tricks is setting Rank of Magic launch. So basically this kind of signals to me already that he's most likely already playing Kaliuga as well. Going for Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, ranking up that into the Requiem, which basically means that I'm probably locked for monster effects. But I was looking at my hand, you know, I have Infinite Impermanence for the Requiem XYZ Dragon, and I have Dominus Impulse for the rank up, so I should be fine, right? Actually no, because Fuvalos actually activates and it shuffles randomly cards from my hand to the deck, and it actually hits one of the cards that I would not want it to hit. So here, Dominus Impulse, which basically means that, you know what, Kaliuga is alive on his turn. So basically here I was just thinking, how can I make him rank up? Because I wanted to make sure that he is on Kaliuga. So he went for the rank up magic launch here. And who do we have here? Kaliuga has entered the field, but not on our side, which is a little bit sad, obviously. Here we're just activating Simoon, basically banishing the other Simoon, summoning all of the kind of monsters here. And my basic idea was here just to basically get rid of his field as good as possible and end up on an SP as well. So it was a little bit a shame that I could not attack over 3000. Alright, so here the SP can attack over Wystrix, and then at least Borrelord Savage Dragon can crash with the Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon. And I have a kind of a nice hand as well. So battle phase, SP attacks over, and the Borrelord has to crash here, which was a little bit annoying. But then again, now I know that on my opponent's turn, if he has kind of some place, I have already SP and I can kind of like activate SP. So maybe he just goes to battle and attacks over it. That's exactly what happens. And now this is obviously super great because now my Infinity Permanence is also alive, and I could not set it because of Kaliuga's effect that he would could have just basically destroyed it in the end phase. And now he goes for his kind of combos again. So he's just gonna go for Force Tricks here. I'm just like, yep, that's fine. Going for the Force Tricks, I'll play Ash on that. And he goes to the end phase with one card in hand. And obviously here, like, what's the worst hand trap he could have? It's probably Maxi, but I also have draw, and I fittingly draw the worst card that you can possibly draw, but that's fine because it's pretty much already game here. So playing Vata here, going forward, going for the Blackwing Dragon, getting Harmadan back to the hand, activating Sunda, going for Kunai here, and you probably already know what this board will end up looking like. So basically what we want to do is obviously flex a little bit to our opponent that, hey, haha, this is the better bird deck, and we actually can do Kaliuga as well. So I wanted to Kaliuga my opponent as well here. So let's see what this, or how this ends. Goes for Arsenal Falcon, and here I play effect. And here my opponent has seen already enough. So that's how you play through opponent's Kaliuga. Let's jump into the next replay. Alright, so the next replay, my opponent is again going first, we're going second, and here already what I drew into my opening hand, Fuvalos and Drawn Lockbird. That's basically not the best kind of set of hand traps that you can draw, because basically Drawn Lockbird basically plays a little bit into Fuvalos, and then the other way around, you know. So you have to really think about how you play these, because obviously if you play Fuvalos first, and then after the Drawn Lockbird, well, that Fuvalos is not going to draw any cards to you. So yeah, my opponent is playing Fiendsmith's Thract here, and I was thinking that, okay, if I play Fuvalos right here now on chain, he might be able to like Ash it, and after that, you know, because we're still in the same chain and my opponent added a card, I could make my Drawn Lockbird alive that way. Or then obviously if I do that, the Fuvalos could also be played kind of in a way where it doesn't make that big of a difference, or if he just passes, but that's at least a risk I'm willing to take. So here my opponent sends the Lure to the graveyard here, and after that obviously activate its effect, and then I play Fuvalos. And here what I basically want to happen is that my opponent plays Ash. Yeah, so this is just basically sequencing your hand traps correctly, and my opponent does have the Ash. It could also have been that my opponent would have had here, for example, Carbal the Grave and negated it, but because we're in the same chain, I can still activate the Droll and Lockbird, which is gonna be crucial in this game. So now my opponent, obviously I knew or know that he added an Engraver to his hand, so now I know that this Engraver is gonna be completely dead in his hand, so which is obviously nice, good for me. Or not completely, but he actually had two of the Engravers, so he's just gonna use them for the Desire. Going to make a little bit of things here. And now also he does not have any cards in his hand, which means that this small world will be alive. Because if I would not have played it, or sequencing my hand traps as I would, my opponent would still have the Ash in his hand. Like if I would have just drawn on Lockbird immediately. And that's gonna be crucial, and I'm gonna show you why soon when it becomes my turn. So my opponent is gonna go for the pretty basic Finsmith combo here. Finsmith Requiem, summoning Engraver back, ending up on a pretty okay board. Not the best, but obviously being under Drone Lockbird and stuff, so sending card to graveyard, cutting like Tearlament stuff and some Grave Shufflers. Making SP Little Knight. Activating effect, banishing Vata. I'll take a little bit of damage here as well from Lacrima, which is fine. Alright, and my turn. I drop for turn and Shamal. And basically now, if my opponent would have the Ash Blossoms in his hand, so we would have played the hand traps a little bit differently, for example just playing Drone Lockbird and having the Fuvalos in my hand still. Now this is where it takes a huge shift when we play the hand traps correctly. So now I can just easily play the Small World. He will play the trap card here, but it doesn't make any difference basically. Adding Zuliek. And now we can actually add Chris to my hand. After that, special summoning Shagna, special summoning Chris, and go for battle, just attacking over the SP. And now we're basically pretty free to play on our turn, or in many phases too. So basically going for Borestorm here, playing effect. Desire is trying to negate, but obviously we have the Shagna, and we can pop the equip spell, or equip card the sequence, which basically means that Desire negation will kind of like fizzle out. So the Borestorm will kind of go through. We play Vata's effect here, sending Zonda, getting Blackwing Dragon, getting Kunai here. And now we basically have again a full combo. And basically what made this combo alive or possible was basically just how I sequenced the hand traps. So that is super important to think already in those situations where you have like two hand traps, in which order you want to play them. And here you can probably already guess into what kind of a board this goes to. If you don't know, it's obviously Kaliuga, so it basically turn skips my opponent's turn. So let's see how much my opponent plays here. Oh yes, he has the Grave Shuffler here, shuffling the Arsenal Falcon back. I still get the Ultimate Falcon here. Bystrix. I get to set the rank up spell. Summoning Blackwing Astral Dragon. Here going for SP, I think. Yep. Getting rid of that. Playing Sephiroth. Getting Saduru back to my hand, so having a little bit of a... Yeah, haven't even normal summoned yet, so normal summoning that, and our opponent thinks that, yeah, I've seen enough. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you learned something new. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions about the plays or something else. And if you want to support the channel, you can become a Blackwing Master Tier member to access exclusive member-only videos, updates on my Blackwing decks, and you will also get access to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck Optimizer program that will take your deck building skills to the next level. So what are you waiting for? Become a Blackwing Master Tier member from the link in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'm out.
それでも一人じゃなくなったあいつは強いよ。